Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
What's up, Butterfly?
Hey, Firefly, what's going on?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you.
Oh my gosh, it's been a while since we did an episode.
I know.
So,
It's been hours.
it's been at least, it feels like forever,
I know.
but we
We just have so much to talk about.
we kind of do.
I know.
We kind of have a lot to talk about, and if a few days pass, we kind of like have a lot to catch up on
I know.
because we always have a lot to kind of like observe and report. We're kind of like the security guard at the mall.
Totally. Yeah.
So today we had a little rabbit hole we were thinking about going down based on some current events.
Well, and what's kind of cool is it's sort of like how we talk about how the rabbit holes lead to other rabbit holes.
Yes.
Well, this could be sort of a entryway into a plethora of rabbit holes.
Like this is a new series.
Yes.
So this series, I think we are tentatively going to call Cult
Cult
Moves.
moves.
It's kind of like that Bob Seger song, Night Moves, but it's Cult
Cult
Moves.
moves.
Cult moves.
Totally.
And what are the cult moves? The cult moves are when you're able to distance yourself from the Kool-Aid, when you're able to set the Kool-Aid down,
Hmm.
and then you're not drunk on the Kool-Aid, then you can start to see clearly what the cult chess moves are that
Yeah.
they're doing.
And you can kind of see, I mean, it's not like we always know what's going on, and we don't claim to know what's going on all the time or like have all the answers or anything, but
Yeah.
um we can kind of see patterns with them where when they start talking about stuff that we shouldn't do, for example, and like things that are making the headlines and things that we shouldn't do and like new rules for us,
Yeah.
then we start kind of asking like, what are they up to?
You
Right?
know,
What are they planning
have you
for
heard of
us?
Texas Hold'em?
No, I
You
haven't.
know what Texas Hold'em is, though, right?
Yeah.
Like the World Series
I,
of Poker.
I want to learn. I've never learned how to play poker. I play
Well,
blackjack,
like
but
back like in the turn of the century, which makes me feel really old, but
mhm.
back around the turn of the century.
You mean the turn of like the century that we lived through?
Yes.
Not,
Yes.
I remember people saying the turn of the century, and that always kind of meant like,
The 1900s,
yeah.
the early
Yeah.
1900s. Yeah, no, back around the early 2000s,
Okay.
um, uh, Texas Hold'em became like nobody
Oh,
like
yeah.
knew about it that much. Like I
It
grew up,
became like hip and trendy.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I grew up playing poker and like nobody had heard of Texas Hold'em. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden it was like the game.
And they had like TV shows and stuff
Yeah.
showing.
And so back then, me and my friends went to this uh casino and it was down in like Artesia or something like
Oh,
that, off
yeah.
like the
Yeah.
91
Yeah.
freeway. It was one of those places where they used to sell used cars. Like you didn't really
Yeah.
go there except for that. Anyways, we're playing Hold'em and there's this black dude there and he's playing with us and he's got sunglasses and headphones on,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
And why are they doing that?
Wait, is that allowed?
Yeah.
That's
It's
weird.
this was like open hold'em, so
Mm,
you can pretty much that's allowed, and you can bet as much as you want.
wow.
So it's kind of gnarly. Like
Yeah.
people are throwing a lot of money around, and so why does he do that?
Mm.
Because he doesn't want people to read him.
Oh.
Because what they have in poker is they have this thing called a tell
And
and
a
a
poker face.
poker face,
Yeah.
and of course Lady Gaga knows about that. But what is a poker face? A poker face is no tell. You don't show people what you're doing. But people like Dr. Fauci and people like Donald Trump, they have tells.
Oh, yeah.
And the cult has tells.
They do. It's not just the faces they're making, it's the things they're saying.
That's right. And the brainwashed masses are not going to catch on the
They
tell.
don't see it.
They get bluffed.
They get bluffed.
They
Totally.
get bluffed.
Yeah.
but I'm able to like see, wait, they don't have that good of a hand.
Hmm.
What makes me say that? So there was a couple of tells over the
Okay.
weekend.
Do tell.
Do tell the tells. So the first tell was Dr. Fauci.
Oh, my favorite.
So they
I
trotted him out again.
can't believe he's made a comeback.
I,
I thought he was done.
you know what
They
he
keep
is?
digging him out of the holes.
Well, so I went for a walk on the beach and
Mhm.
like I was like 3 miles away from any other humans.
Mm,
And it was really cool. But there was two dudes walking the other way,
mhm.
and they were 3 miles away from anybody, and both of them were wearing masks.
Oh my gosh.
So
Those people are like off the deep end and they're never coming back.
I think those people like when Dr. Fauci's trotted out. They go,
They like it.
"Oh, I love Dr.
Yeah, their
Fauci.
God will tell
I'm
them.
wearing my mask." They probably send him like a selfie of them
Yeah.
walking on the beach with
Look
their
at me.
masks. And Dr. Fauci goes, "Good, good, you guys are doing great."
Ugh.
So, anyways, Dr. Fauci gets trotted out.
Mhm.
Old and ugly. He's an ugly old guy.
He's like a little
Some,
weasel.
yeah, some old guys I think are glorious looking.
Yeah, not him.
Not him.
No,
He's like
he's
a
like a little worm.
he's a little mechanic who's just been like worming his way through 80 some odd years.
Mhm.
Anyways, so he comes out and his statement is like this. It's I'm not quoting it, I'm paraphrasing
Okay,
what I understand.
paraphrase.
He's going, we can't let people with conspiracy theories become the new normal. We gotta nip this in the bud. Otherwise, civilization's gonna go bye-bye. So like you can kind of unpack that.
Yeah.
Like what basically Dr. Fauci's saying is, hey, shut up.
That's the first thing we talked
Shut
about
up.
before.
That's always the first
Yeah.
one.
Shut up.
It seems like that's kind of what they're telling me a lot
Yeah.
these days is shut up. But then not only shut up, but hey, you know what? Don't be making up stuff.
And don't even not make up stuff.
Don't
Just don't point out what we're doing.
don't point out stuff. Don't make up stuff. Don't point. Shut up.
Yeah. So how about Dr. Fauci just how about they all just stop doing conspiracies?
Well,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like
like
then we wouldn't have to point them out.
if you weren't doing weird stuff,
Yeah.
like let's just unpack Dr. Fauci's past for a little bit.
Yeah, let's
It's kind of like the JFK
it's
story.
kind of gross.
Like, okay, so back in the 80s, word around the campfire is he was like given little kids from the foster parent like system. They had like these orphans that were like, let's do some experiments.
And somehow they seem to have a lot of these orphans and foster kids to just be experimenting on.
It's kind of like,
The orphan trains.
remember that one video that we watched? And it was like showing the 1930s and
Yeah,
like the World Fair,
they
and
had
it was like big orphan
orphan
thing.
trains. Yeah.
So
So they're still doing that stuff.
I think, we have like kids who have kind of fallen through the cracks, and Dr. Fauci's like, we can do some experiments on them.
Yeah. Better than rats
That's like,
or beagles.
or beagles, which was later. I did beagles later, but first he kind of cut his teeth, if you will, in his role.
Uh,
But first of all, Ronald Reagan gave him the role that he has, which is
Great
like,
access.
you are science.
Hmm.
You are science. So you go and do what you got to do. So that was back in the 80s. He like, I think word around the campfire is he like gave these kids some weird drugs and it killed them and he buried them behind the hospital.
Well, the drugs were for AIDS, right?
Yeah,
But he probably gave them the
he
AIDS.
gave them AIDS or said they got AIDS because what they can do
Yeah.
is, well, we did a test. It's kind of like the PCR
Oh,
test.
yeah, and just said they had AIDS. Like,
Yeah.
how did all these little kids get AIDS?
It's kind of like Larry
That doesn't
Ellison goes,
really.
we're going to test your blood, and if you got some cancer coming, we're going to have an AI shot for you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's probably exactly what he did.
So
They just all had AIDS
yeah,
conveniently,
so
and
sad.
then he got to test out his drugs.
We're trying to save their lives. Here's the drug. Oh, wow, it didn't work out, so let's just bury him at
And
the
when
back.
they died, he just buried them. And then he kept probably using the same drugs on other
And I
people.
bet you if you bring that up, he doesn't like people talking about that
Hmm.
because it kind of looks bad that you just like buried a bunch of little kids in the back of the hospital and then covered it with a tarp and just like built like a garden over it.
Oh my
Kind of
gosh.
looks bad. And then, of course, he did the Beagles thing. The Beagles thing was gnarly.
How can people forget about all this stuff that these evil people do? And then they they shove these evil people away for a little while, like a few months. I mean, he was only out of the picture for what, 6 months to a year, and then they bring him back and they start doing all these new evil stuff again.
I think he's got like
You
a
know?
fan following. There's lots of people out there who are like, I love Dr.
My
Fauci. I
gosh.
wear my mask. I'm so ready for the next COVID thing to come along.
Hmm.
I think there's people rooting for it. That's like their identity now. It's
It's their
like Bob
religion.
Marley's dreadlocks. This
Mhm.
is my identity now. You know, I wear my mask.
Hmm.
You know,
Totally. It's an accessory.
it's an accessory.
Yeah.
It's like this is who I am.
Yeah.
And Dr. Fauci is their cult leader.
Yeah.
They're on that plantation. They're on that like Jonestown, right?
Right.
So that's Dr. Fauci in a nutshell. He's that kind of a guy, and now he's rolling out saying, "Hey, by the way, if you point that stuff out, shut up."
So what's going to happen to like people like us?
Well, I think we're going to win. Well, the way I look at it is if someone like Dr. Fauci defeats me, shame on me.
Right.
And if someone like Donald Trump beats me or Elon Musk, I I look down on these people. They're not beating me.
No.
It's kind of like if you're going to play baseball or something like that, and you look at the other team and you go, "Am I going to let these chumps beat me?"
Mm,
No.
no.
That's kind of the way I look at it.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, they're chumps. Dr. Fauci, I know I like let's say that me and Dr. Fauci like did a decathlon and we had a bunch of events that we went and competed in. I think I would beat him in like everything.
I would beat him.
Yeah.
I would totally beat him.
So this is
Yeah.
so this kind of gets back to like our cult moves. He's the cult.
Yeah.
Dr. Fauci is one of the cult spokespeople.
Well, and you know how these people like to basically when you're saying something that they don't like, they like to either label you as crazy or a conspiracy theorist,
Yeah.
they put in the same category as crazy. So it's easier for them to just label people like us as crazy or conspiracy theory when we're pointing out what they're doing.
See,
When we're speaking truth.
if we're playing chess against them,
Hmm.
I look at that as a weakness.
Yeah, because
Because
they call it out.
if you have to shut your opponent up, if you have to tell them you're not allowed to talk, that means you're not very powerful.
Right.
Powerful people or say what you want, you're not ever going to beat
Yeah,
me.
because they know that they're on the right side of the truth.
They're on the right side of the
Mhm.
truth. These guys, they have to play that game of, hey, you shut up, because I think words are like daggers to them at this point because they've done so many horrible things over the last like 50 years.
So that kind of segues into the other part of this, which is how they want to censor us and how they want to basically eliminate free speech. They want free speech to be free-ish speech.
They're kind of like if
They're
Dr.
gonna,
Fauci was their spokesperson, he'd be like, free speech isn't really working out.
yeah, it doesn't really work for us. So
That's pretty
we're
much
ending it.
we're gonna
Ending it. We're gonna call it free speech,
we're gonna
but
call it free-ish.
it's free-ish.
That's the word that they're
Yeah,
using.
because free speech has its
What
limits.
is free-ish? It's kind of, free-ish kind of derives from like, have you ever made plans with somebody and you'd be like, I'll be there around 3-ish.
Yeah, totally.
Free-ish, 3-ish. It's kind of in the area of freedom,
Yeah,
in
but
and around freedom.
but not completely. And so, there's some gray areas that could become even more gray as time goes on. You know what I mean?
So what's the
So free-ish could
yes.
become even less free-ish.
So then, like we've talked about, this was one of the epiphanies that we had. I think you had it,
Mhm.
where you can kind of define the agenda by what you're not allowed to talk about.
True.
When you look at what you're not allowed to talk about and what they tell you to shut up about, that kind of is like important to them.
That's like something they want to keep secret. So then it's like,
Yeah.
well, why do they want to keep that secret? Like, remember when we were talking about JFK and how the files came out supposedly, and
We're
there
so
was
enlightened now.
yeah, and there was all that stuff that was redacted. It was like marked out in black,
Yeah.
and it was like a lot of stuff that was about like things that like were pertaining to that country.
That country from 1948
Yeah.
that you're not allowed to talk about.
Why would they black that out? What would be the reason for that?
I think maybe, and it kind of pertains to Dr. Fauci too, I think maybe that country might control us. and that
Mhm.
country might be looking to colonize us. And that country, I'm a bad person, but I'm thinking that country kind of wants to kill us.
They want us to shut up and die.
Shut up and die. That's kind of it in a nutshell.
That could be one of our T-shirts.
Shut up
Shut
and
up
die.
and die.
Shut up and die.
It's not very friendly, but
You know, like they're kind of like politely asking us to do it at this
yeah.
point. Hey, can you just, if
It-
you would be so kind, shut up and die.
but then they start getting more aggressive with their demands because remember during the cooties they were like they thought they were being polite at first by offering donuts and stuff and then their demands started getting like more and
You
more
know who I
crazy.
remember? You know who really showed his true colors? Like, remember that song, Your True Colors
Yeah,
Shining Through?
totally.
You know who really showed their true colors was Arnold Schwarzenegger
Oh
during the
yeah.
COVID.
Yeah,
And he goes, screw your freedom.
totally.
Screw your freedom. That's, I
Yeah.
think, what they pretty much want you to
Yeah.
believe. Like,
And remember when Biden was saying, like, our patience is running out and you need
yeah,
to just start doing what we're
because
telling you to do.
Joe Biden just exudes somebody who's self-controlled, disciplined, long-suffering, and patient.
Yeah.
No, he looks like somebody who's probably been feeding every sick urge for like the last 80 years.
Gross.
So gross.
Yeah.
You ever see that picture of him like by the pool with no shirt on?
Ew.
It
No.
was bad.
No.
My eyes, I kind of had to bleach my eyes. But then I also like it was shown because it was like part of an expose on Biden that I read where one of the female
Expose.
no pun intended because one of the female secret service was like I'm not comfortable working anymore because he would go swim naked
Ew.
and then no robe just kind of come dangling up to
Oh,
her and start talking.
so he's just
How's things going?
a nasty old pervert.
He probably likes it.
Yeah. Well, that kind of
I don't know. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but
it makes me think of our current president.
yeah,
Yeah.
Trump.
What was he saying? He thinks that free speech has its limits, doesn't he?
I think if you talk about that one country from 1948, he gets
Mhm.
mad.
Yeah.
I think I think Trump is controlled by that country from 1948, and I think that what they're pretty much saying now is shut up.
He he just said that anybody who talks badly about that country should be arrested. So isn't that free speech?
See, that's why free-ish speech. So
Yeah.
it's free-ish because what they're saying is you got free speech, but we're in power and we do what we want.
Yeah.
And if you have any qualms about that,
You
that's where your free speech
you
ends.
have free speech as long as your speech is about something that we're okay with.
Yeah,
If the speech is about something we don't like,
you don't threaten our power.
then it's no longer free,
Yeah.
you know?
And I think that's what's going on. And am I going to let people from that country from 1948 defeat me? No. Have you
No.
seen those people? Like, there's a lot of like
Yeah.
chomos over there. That's like the prison term for like someone who diddles little kids.
Ew.
It's like when they go to jail, their prison like moniker is chomo, which I always thought was cool.
That's weird.
Chomo, because then you can kind of refer to them without having to say the thing.
Right.
They're so disgusting that you don't even really want to identify them as what they are. So, anyways, a lot of chomos they go to Israel. They have like a really high percentage of chomos over there. So I'm
Hmm.
not going to let them defeat me.
No.
And that's why I think what we need to do is say, look, this is the chess move.
But Donald Trump says that he not only runs the country, but he's running the world.
Yeah, that was so stupid.
So
It was like
how does that work out?
that paraphrasing again. That was another quote, right? They go and they go, "Hey, are you in a good mood? Are you happy?" He's like, "I'm really happy because I'm not only running America, but I'm running the world."
That's interesting.
And I think that's a tell. I don't think that. See, some people go, look, if you talk to somebody who's in the on the blue pill that says that Elon and Trump are heroes,
Yeah.
they're going to be like, Trump is always off the cuff. He is always
He didn't
teleprompter
really mean
free.
that. He didn't really, you're taking it out of
Yeah,
context. He didn't really mean what he just said.
I don't think he's ever teleprompter free. I think that guy is a polished actor.
Mm.
And I think The Apprentice really got him used to
Being on camera.
being on camera. And then if you think about it, like when you and I push record, the we're becoming Butterfly and Firefly.
Hmm.
Trump becomes Trump.
Yeah.
and he gets to be Trump, and he loves being Trump.
Interesting.
But that's a persona, and I think Trump is a TV character, and we're watching a TV show that's going to determine our lives. I think that might be what's
A
going on.
long, ongoing reality show.
Yeah, with people like E. Jean Carroll going, he felt me up in 1983.
Yeah,
You
totally.
know that's a
Yeah,
TV show
yeah.
character.
Like he's gonna go for her, please. And then there
He's gonna take a chance of ruining his career by feeling you up in a dressing room. You're not that hot now. You weren't that hot 40 years ago.
no.
There's
And
no way he's
and
taking those
she's
chances.
not gonna talk about it for 40 years and then suddenly she's gonna bring it up.
I was too traumatized.
And she worked her way through the trauma after all these 40 years and
Finally.
she's able to like talk about it and now they're going to, bring him to trial over this whole thing
Yeah.
because of something that he may or may not have done 40 years ago.
So like just her as an example, is it conceivable that that lady will do anything for money?
It is.
See, so then it's conceivable that they just said, we need you to play this part.
Hmm.
And if you ever say anything, we'll kill you. We'll Anne Hesh you if you ever come out. And
But you're probably going to get a lot of money. So
you'll get a lot of money and we'll take care of you. But all you got to do is, again, shut up. Shut up is kind of like the number one rule. They kind of,
even for the ones that are in the cult.
When the cult meets you, they hand you a business card and it says,
Shut up. Totally.
Because why? What we're doing is really bad for them.
Yeah.
We're kind of pointing out how ridiculous they are and how ham-fisted their moves are.
Mm-hmm.
So we should be able to defeat them. But a lot of people are drinking their Kool-Aid.
They're going to make it harder for us by having free speech. So that's why they want us to shut up. If we shut up, it's easier.
But you know what? I look at it this way. This is just going to make the victory all the more sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Because when your enemy is gnarly and you beat them, it feels that much better.
Totally.
It's like when you play golf and you go play a really tough golf course and you play good, it feels good.
It does. I feel really good when I did really well at mini golf a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I had a really good day at mini golf.
The difficulty is kind of cool
Yeah.
because then you go, wow, I look at how awesome I had to become to overcome that difficulty.
Yeah.
So that's the way I kind of look at this, but I still feel white pilled. I'm white pillar.
Absolutely.
Because these people have hijacked our government and I think the world. And that's what Trump is kind of saying. He's like, control the world. And it's like, really?
Yeah.
You control the world.
He runs the world like he runs a company.
So you control the world. So basically, how about my county sheriff? Is he like beholden to you, even though that's not constitutional? Because the Constitution doesn't really say the president runs the world. I don't think it says that. I haven't read the entire Constitution, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't say the president gets to run the world. He doesn't even get to run the whole government.
Right. There's checks and balances as of now.
But I think pretty soon it's going to be like, that's why they want you to shut up.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech really doesn't work out good for them.
It doesn't. It has consequences for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because freedom of speech means that people like us can come out and say, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
But so the problem with getting rid of free speech is, like today they might be saying, oh, you can't say anything bad about that one country. That's illegal. But then maybe like in a couple weeks or a couple months, something else might be illegal. Like you can't say anything bad maybe about Trump, like you were saying.
That's right.
Maybe you can't say anything bad about him.
You say anything bad about Trump, you go to jail.
Right. I mean,
like
that
what was
happens
that video?
in North Korea.
What was that video with the guy from Saturday Night Live? Where he's all directly to jail.
Oh yeah, straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Yeah, you go too fast, jail.
Straight
too
to jail.
Slow, jail. Straight to jail.
He's like, it's really worked out well in my country.
I love it.
Going to jail has been very effective.
He said, if you're late for a doctor's appointment, jail. We have the best patients in the world.
Directly
because
to jail.
of jail.
Exactly. And I think Trump is probably like, I love that episode. Mm. That's probably what Trump's saying. I love that episode.
That was from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see Trump coming out and saying, they got great writers over there. And I think that kind of gets back into it too. Like when you're talking cult moves, I think now people obviously are going to say, Firefly, you're a bad person. And you also are a conspiracy theorist.
So I'm doubly bad.
I'm bad.
Yeah.
But as a bad
Straight to
person,
jail for
as
me.
straight to jail, as a conspiracy theorist and as a bad person, I'm wondering if we're watching a movie and that Trump is just like a character
Playing a part.
and he's just playing a part and this is all a script.
Mm.
And Elon, we've talked
He's like
about
a supporting character, a major supporting character.
he's like Robin.
He
He's
was
like Batman and Robin. He's like Robin.
he was like one of the day players for a while, and then he got like a kind of a promotion, and now he's like a supporting character. But I think he might have been written off the series
I think,
for a
yeah.
while.
Well, now and that's a good point. Like, so Elon is a perfect example of kind of like his, like, if you look at Elon over the last couple of years, it feels like a script.
Hmm.
He's like, I bought X for $40 billion. I bought X. I'm some South African dude. I just bought X for $40 billion and I'm going to save free speech. But then, like a year and a half later, I'm going to sell to BlackRock
Yeah,
because I care so much about
yeah.
free speech. And you're saying bad stuff about that one country from
I'm not
1948.
really into free speech anymore. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna sell it.
And so I think what he's getting voted off Pleasure Island pretty soon.
Hmm.
His role has been done.
His role is done. But it's interesting because what's up with all the people who were so against Elon for the longest time, and then once Elon became buddies with Trump, now they're like all for Elon. They don't care about his plans for brain chips or anything else. They think he's great. But now that he's like kind of not totally in the spotlight anymore, like what do you think they're thinking now? Like and what are they thinking of the fact that he just sold X? The company that he bought to save free speech.
I'm starting to realize that I
They're
don't think people think. I
they
think they
don't.
wait for their cues to think. I think the
Mhm.
media is constantly guiding people. And we've talked about that. I think that's kind of a profound kind of
It
realization
is.
is when you realize that every social media post, every movie, every show,
Every commercial.
every commercial is guiding you. It's not telling you what exists, it's telling you, go here. It's
Social
like
engineering.
it's social engineering. It's telling you who to be, how to be, where to go, what to eat, what to do,
What they want you to do.
what they want you to do. They're guiding you, and it gets them really mad if you say no. And I think that that manifests in things. Like, remember, I've told you about when I go buy weed, right?
Yeah.
When I go buy weed, they micromanage you.
Yeah.
So the other day I went to go buy weed, and instead of I broke the rules just on purpose,
Mhm.
and it really ruffled some feathers. So instead of going through the little snake line, even though there's no one in line, I just walked around and just walked up to the counter, and
You rebel.
the girl was like really like flabbergasted, and then immediately like trying to micromanage me again, like trying to over here. So I'm kind of seeing that, like we talked about this whole thing where like the cult kind of programs people to become um
Mini megalomaniac
megalomaniacs,
psychopaths.
megalomaniac psychopaths. And what do these megalomaniac psychopaths want to do? They want to micromanage you.
Yeah. They've been taught from the leaders that they see, so they're going to do the same thing to the people that they can do it to.
And so now I'm starting to kind of see the way we win is just kind of don't follow their micromanagement. Don't break laws because I believe that you should uphold the laws. I believe that God puts laws in place and people in place. So you shouldn't break laws. Unless they make some law that says you have to worship Trump, then you don't follow that law.
Yeah.
But you should not break laws. But maybe don't do their micromanagement.
Hmm.
Maybe just be like, no,
Anti micromanagement.
yeah,
Yeah.
anti-micromanagers. Because I think that's kind of their plan is to try to micromanage us all into compliance.
They want to micromanage us all into an enslaved life,
Yeah. And
into a
how in
15-minute sleep.
micromanagement, how does that where the rubber meets the road kind of play out is you have these little megalomaniac psychopath like
Who follow along and dictate their little orders.
wearing a mask and
Mhm.
being a Karen. I think that's
Mhm.
kind of the whole game plan.
Yeah, I think so.
Wear your mask and be a Karen, and then we'll give you money and you can drive a Tesla, even though Elon's bad.
Yeah.
And I think to answer
Or
your
good,
question,
depending on which side you're on.
and that's another thing too, is the Kool-Aid always, even if it's contradictory, they'll still drink it.
It's true. Yes.
Even if they come, so Elon was
Yes.
bad, now Elon's good, they
Yes.
just drink that Kool-Aid. They don't even think
Yes.
about it.
Totally.
So I don't know. I think this is kind of a part of a larger
This
series.
is going to be an ongoing series. Cult moves.
We have to look at we have to look at our circumstances kind of a chess game
Yeah,
against an evil cult that's trying to enslave us and kill us.
totally.
So it's gnarly, but I'm white pilled because I know we're gonna beat these people.
Well, yeah, and we learned during the cooties fiasco, like we just didn't comply. And I think there were enough of us that didn't, and we kind of put an end to it. I mean, it did take a while,
I think so too.
but I think more people kind of realize that now. And
I think we need to really be realistic about giving ourselves the credit that's credit's due
exactly.
of going and standing in the way of them because medical tyranny was really their plan. They
Yeah.
really wanted us to all go get their shots.
Now this is the thing that we as a nation or as a world need to be aware of, and that is their next move won't come across exactly the same way. So even a lot of the people that could see through that fiasco
Yeah.
before are having a hard time seeing what's happening now.
I think you
So
have to look at what they're telling you to shut up about to
exactly,
see what their next move is.
exactly.
That's how it
So
works.
when they say shut up,
You need to listen.
you need to listen
That's when you
and
need
you
to
need to
kind of
talk.
talk. When they're saying shut up, you need to say, shut up about what?
Hmm.
Oh, that's the next move.
Hmm.
So what they're saying right now is shut up about Dr.
That's
Fauci and shut up about that country from 1948.
that's a
So
epiphany, I think.
yeah,
That might even be a revelation.
that's right.
Yeah.
It might have escalated to revelation.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's a revelation.
Reiterate it for us.
If they're telling you to shut up, that's what you need to talk about.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hmm.
That's how we read the cult moves, kind of
That's
like
how
Bob
we
Seger.
that's how we
Cult
read.
moves, cult moves.
Shut
Yep.
up about what?
Shut up.
Oh,
So
okay.
so shut up about Trump,
Yeah.
first of all.
Yeah.
Shut up about Dr. Fauci and shut up about that country from 1948.
Yeah. And shut up about all these conspiracies. Like
Shut up.
we don't allow conspiracies.
Shut up. Okay, so shut up is kind of an interesting one. Just unpack being told to shut up all the time.
I know.
That
It's
means
not very
they
nice.
don't want you talking. Why would they not want you talking? Because probably they're not that confident that they're going to be able to roll this out.
Yeah. And they think if they can make everybody shut up, then the word won't get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going to have Indian dudes like monitoring all the internet. So when you post something, they're just like, I'm afraid you have broken code. You
We
have,
know you are speaking in symbols or what would he say? Code. We know you are speaking in code.
I'm onto you, you dumb American. I know that you are using code words for
Earth
wait,
modification.
modification. I know what Earth modification is, Firefly. I have figured it out. We'll still slap you with the fact check from the UN.
YouTube loves us.
The UN is the fact check.
Totally.
You know, do I have time to say one more point?
Yeah.
Uh, you know what's weird about the UN?
What?
What?
The
Tell me.
map, the map, the flat Earth map.
Oh, yeah, that is kind of weird, right?
Little islands.
Like they're like seal, right?
Hmm.
So that's their seal, and it's got like wait.
It's like they're not putting something out in plain sight, are they?
Well, like the way that they're kind of suggesting it is, it's like a two-dimensional map of the world with olive wreaths. But what if those aren't olive wreaths? What if those are actually land masses that they're not telling us about? That's one thing about the UN that's kind of weird. Here's another thing that's weird about the UN. Um, the UN and the World Health Organization and a bunch of like CERN, they're all in Geneva,
Oh,
Switzerland.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
um,
Davos,
Davos
where
is in
they have their little
Geneva.
WEF meeting every year.
And didn't they have like satanic rituals at the CERN opening? Did you
Hmm.
ever see that?
Hmm.
And it was like
It's
some
really
naked
creepy.
fat chick. Yeah. Anyways, I was kind
Yeah,
of paying attention.
yeah.
I was like,
Why?
zoom in on that.
Why are all these things happening in Switzerland?
Well, so there's a part of the Bible that this guy pointed out, and it's in Revelation, and it says Satan's seat is in the place where Antipas was executed. And if you go look in history, Antipas was executed in Geneva, Switzerland, what is now Geneva. So Satan's seat is in Geneva. And that's where the UN
That's
is. That's where
crazy.
the World Health Organization is, CERN,
Swiss bank accounts.
and Swiss bank accounts. And oh my gosh, that's where the settlements, the Bank of Settlements, what's it called? International Bank of Settlements.
Yeah,
That's what they say is like the cult bank.
right.
That's where it all stems from.
And
And
they
people
don't,
have Swiss bank
yeah,
accounts.
they can keep everything secret.
So, like, if you make a bunch of money off of like child sex trafficking,
You can put it over there and
your money can safely stay there,
yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So Satan's like, that's my headquarters.
So
That's my
it
office.
it isn't just a beautiful, like really clean, safe country with a lot of chocolate and snow. It's got some other stuff going on too.
They've done some image management.
Hmm.
People kind of put Switzerland as like this kind of idyllic place, but
Hmm.
it might be where Satan hangs out.
Wow,
But
that's an epiphany.
the cult kind of exudes all of the cult moves kind of exude from there.
Totally.
And why is CERN like trying to open up a portal from like some other dimension and that's their stated goal?
I know.
And like it's funded. We have one here
It's
that I
super
think,
weird. Again, it's like, why are they spending money on that? Like space,
yeah.
quote unquote. Why are they
And
spending
is
money?
there this real, is there some, because what they say they have there is a super collider, right? It's like where they project atoms at each other at real high speeds. Are they doing that? Or is it more just like a big satanic cult?
Maybe that's what space is.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Epiphany?
Yes,
Or revelation even?
maybe this CERN thing that they're trying to open up this portal, maybe that's what space actually is that they tell us is space. Maybe it's that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that's totally conceivable because I'm kind of getting to the point of is like, I think everything's a lie.
Yeah,
I think everything is a lie. Now,
totally.
and I'm a bad person, and people are
Oh
going to be
yeah.
like, "You're an idiot," which is fine.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to kind of read the tea leaves and think, yeah, space is probably a lie. CERN's stated goal is probably what they really do there,
Yeah.
and this super collider thing is like their sciency front.
Right. Because why would they need to do this? I mean, what is their reason for it?
Well, they're trying to open up a portal. I think Satan lives there. That's his headquarters, and Satan's like,
He's like sitting there with his pitchfork.
"You got to make an appointment to go see him." You're like
Gosh.
talking to Satan's assistant. You're
But
like, "How do I get
he
into
flies
time?"
his private jet in there.
That's why Al Gore has blood,
Hmm.
is just for Satan when he rides with him.
Totally. Maybe he is Satan.
Maybe Al Gore is Satan. Satan wears Al Gore as a suit sometimes. Well, I thought that was kind of an interesting rabbit hole
That was.
because you know what it kind of is kind of a strategy. That's what we kind of laid
It's
out.
a strategy for sure. Yeah, the cult moves. So I think what we need to just remember is when they say shut up,
You know what?
pay attention.
I think another important takeaway is you have to not be drunk on Kool-Aid,
Right.
you know?
A lot of people are starting to get drunk again on Kool-Aid. Like they were totally sober and now they fell off the wagon.
Like
You know what I mean? It was
I
weird.
have my drug problem, but my drugs are not as bad as the Kool-Aid.
No,
Kool-Aid is gnarly.
it's gnarly and it seems to be really addictive.
It's
It's
totally
kind of like
addictive.
heroin, I think. Like a lot of people want one try, one hit of
What if
Kool-Aid
we
and
have to like
they're
do like
gone.
remember that show Intervention?
Yeah.
What if you have to like do a blue pill intervention on
I
people?
know, like a
It's like
Narcan. There's like some
the
Narcan
whole
for
family is there just going, look, you have to set down the Kool-Aid. It's like, no, I'm not doing it.
it's really hard to snap people out of it though.
What if they're
It's like they're heroin
like
addicts,
a
you know?
typical drug addict, like they'll take one big more gulp of Kool-Aid and then go off to rehab? Like
Yeah,
you're like,
one
no.
last hit.
Like they just watch like a quick clip of Dr. Fauci. Oh, okay. And then you're like, see, now that's another month of rehab, just that one clip,
Yeah,
you know? Well, because if you think about Dr. Fauci be getting trotted out, that's like Kool-Aid.
totally.
He's a Kool-Aid server.
Well, so those guys that you saw in your walk with the masks,
Yeah,
Um,
they're drunk on the
they're
Kool-Aid.
drunk on Kool-Aid. Maybe they saw Fauci in the news again lately, and so they're like, "Oh, we better keep wearing our masks."
You just hit the nail on the head.
Totally.
When he comes out, they wear their masks in solidarity.
It's like a signal. It's like the pinch that these people need, like it's a reuptake to get
That's how they
people
get
back on
Sirhan.
board.
They
Yeah,
get Sirhan, and they
yeah,
put their mask on,
yeah.
and they're totally disassociating.
Because didn't you notice how, like, when the cooties was kind of fizzling out, and then, like, more people were starting to like take their masks off and stuff, and then pretty much nobody was wearing masks, and then all of a sudden there was like a
A
resurgence. And there was like,
resurgence.
and I was like, what are, because I don't really watch mainstream media. So I was like, what are they talking about on the news now?
They're trotting
And
Fauci out every
yeah.
once in a while.
And I remember I like asked my mom because she likes to watch like Fox News or something. She recently discovered Newsmax though. She likes, which is a little better. But anyway,
It's
she
still cold.
she told me that yeah, like there was some bird flu scare that was happening at the time, and so all those people were like remasking. It was like that was their little pinch that they needed to like get back on board with the Kool-Aid.
It's MK Ultra.
It's total MK
We
Ultra.
got to do an MK Ultra
It's
episode.
traumatizing.
It's trauma.
Yeah.
So that's what they do. They say, be terrified. There's a
Yeah.
disease coming. It's
Yeah.
going to kill you. Put your mask on, even though your mask is doing nothing.
Yeah.
Actually, walking on the beach, like I was exerting myself, sweating, it's like you're actually doing yourself a disservice by giving yourself hypoxia while you're walking.
Yeah.
But they're, total MK Ultra, like trauma and then
Bird flu.
behavior.
Yeah.
Trauma, behavior.
Yeah.
I think what's going on with these people is they are so terrified now. Because have you
It
noticed a lot of
doesn't,
people are scared?
yeah. And it doesn't take much now. Like they got so traumatized during the cooties that now it doesn't really take a lot. Like they just like a little tiny pinch and they're like back on track. You know what I
I
mean?
think that's a good point. I
Yeah.
think what we need to realize is we need to make sure that we're not drinking the Kool-Aid.
Right.
Remember,
Well, I'm pretty sure. I know.
get a little drunk
I know. I
because I
had to
was
kind of
talking.
slap you a little bit.
I know, because well, my friend was like trying to tell me, oh wait, because remember it was a real quick shot of Kool-Aid that she gave me about how
Cute.
Q actually said Israel is going to be held for last. And I started to think, what if Trump is playing 40 chess with these guys all along? And you slapped me in the face and said, what about Operation Warp Speed? And I went, you're right. And then I set the Kool-Aid down.
Yeah.
So that's what we need to be aware
The
of.
the Kool-Aid addiction and temptation is real.
It's real.
It's real. And they really want people back on Kool-Aid. They want everybody on the Kool-Aid, the blue pill. So
That's what Shut Up is about.
yeah,
Because
shut up and drink your Kool-Aid
yeah,
and die.
exactly. Exactly. Kind of like Jonestown.
Yeah,
That was exactly what Jonestown was,
exactly.
you know?
Shut up. Here's your grape Kool-Aid.
And a
Now
couple of people
go.
tried to escape. They went and shot them. They went, do you see? Just drink your Kool-Aid.
It's much easier this way.
These people are just so bad. We can't live here on Earth anymore. We got to kill ourselves. And they just went, that makes sense. Well, that was good.
That was really good.
I'm so glad we did that.
I know.
So now we have a new series.
It's a series within our series,
Yeah.
Cult Moves.
Cult
So
moves.
stay
Cult
tuned for
moves.
for another episode of this.
It was so good seeing you again.
You too.
You rock.
Bye.